This is a mashing tank that they use for the Belgian beer making process. Kid in a candy store stuff. Quite a few people here to see the little dude. A little bit awkward. There is a lot of costumes.
I just asked the family if we're going straight to the Frites Museum, straight to Fries, or if we're walking off our waffles. Consensus was we're just going straight to Fries.
There we go. We got the Frites, burger, beer, and the sauce. Go for it, boys.
The ceilings in these old buildings are so high, and it means that there's so many stairs for each flight. There's more stairs than you'd normally encounter in a modern building. And behind, there's the castle that we're heading over to see today.
So we've got chocolate, waffles, fries, and Belgian beer. It's actually a pretty happy place to be. This is the Cantillon Museum and Brewery. This is the boiling tank. The beer gets boiled. Hops get added here, comes through the mill, ground up. Everything's pumped up to the next level. So it gets done here and then it goes up to the next level. So we're going up to the next one now. You can see the rings in there because it gets really hot, so it keeps all the steam. Up the top and the roof, you can see the grains and the old roof. This is where the magic happens. After the beer is cooked, it's put into this tank and it's called the cool tank, and basically all natural bacteria and yeast gets into it. It's open, there's a roof, and it attracts bacteria to start the alcohol process. Once it cools down, it's then taken down into another barrel and put ultimately into beer barrels to let it mature and get all the flavour. They're very careful with the roof, they've left it very natural. All the bacteria in this place actually adds to the Belgian beer. This is their old school filter. It takes out, it's an old machinery, squeezes out all the chunky bits and allows it all to go into these vats ready to be bottled. They use old equipment wherever they can. It's smaller than our kegs at home in our restaurant. These are their kegs. We've got 50 litres for Australia. Look at all the batches of beer. I've done lots of beer tours before and they're always clinical labs, stainless steel, but in Belgium all their beers rely on the natural bacteria in the air and traditional recipes. It's totally different and open. Even the spiders do their jobs here, and cobwebs and all the roof. This roof, half of it's been replaced, so this side was replaced. They didn't replace the other half because they were worried about the bacteria not being there for their beers. That's how serious they take it all. Happiest place on earth. They said it was Disneyland, but it's a brewery in Belgium. This is their traditional non-sparkling beer, so we'll give it a go. Is it really good?
I actually managed 2 sips, which I wouldn't normally.
You're a beer person?
Well, I could almost have it.
It tastes like a white wine, a cask wine. See, yeah. You can't muck it
Blend
up.
of the 3 lambic with the fermentation that goes on inside the bottle.
Okay.
We like to call this the champagne monster beer.
Perfect. So this is.
Repeating what I said during my tour?
Yeah, don't wreck the tour. Clearly didn't go as planned for Steph. Oh, it's a very fruity beer actually. This one is the one that when they had to compete with the Pilsner in Germany, they decided to mix their traditional Lambic beer with one that has sugars in it to create the CO2. So that's why it's actually got the foam layer on it. It's a sparkling wine. It's totally different. It's very fruity. Not everyone likes it. Oh, she's in. All right, Creek.
So the Kriek, the
This
cherry
is the
beer.
sour cherry.
Yeah, 200 grams of fruit per liter of beer.
That's
No
a
color.
lot.
It has such a deep red colour. Doesn't actually taste like a beer at all. I don't know what it tastes like. It's not a cider, it's not a wine, it's somewhere between all 3 of them mixed together.
There we're headed. Leonidas, Belgian chocolate factory outlet. The boys are having a look at all the different flavours here at the chocolate factory. So you can see all the descriptions. So it's $21.90, which is $40 a kilo. And the boxes have their weights and are full of the chocolates. So we have to choose what chocolates we want to get, and there's a lot of options. And then we'll take about 2.5 kilos. I told the boys we can have a €50 budget for chocolate because Harry wants to go away sick of chocolate in Belgium. So that should cut it. They're just negotiating which ones, checking the weights. They're doing math. They don't know it yet. They're doing math and sales negotiations. So there's a bit going on. Ended up with 2.5 kilos of chocolate, and we got these little chocolate things to get us home with fuel. That'll do for lunch, Steph.
Yeah, for a few days.
That'll do. Harry's got the paper, pen out. We're going to divide them up, Haz.
Yeah.
And Harry wanted to be sick by the time I leave Belgium with chocolate. I think we should be able to achieve that. Here he is, Manneken Pis here in Belgium.
There's 3 theories about why he was made 400 years ago. My favourite being that he weighed on a fuse and stopped the city from burning down. I reckon maybe it's just a threat to all little boys who wee in public that they'll be immortalised in bronze. I think all mums of little boys would appreciate how straight his aim is. We know that that's not usually a reality. Garderobe mannequins. Let's go see what he's worn.
There's a committee that selects which outfits are stored here in the museum. So there's some from all over the world, they send them as gifts. Mexico sent this one in 1953, so it's one of the older ones here. Little train attendant from 2021. There's an African dancer from 1950. There's a 1930, a miner.
I like the train attendant, but then next door he's got like a little sport dude and a toilet roll, so that's...
Don't beat around the bush, this one says. He's good to go. This is the first ever costume from King Louis, which started it all. They've gone all out in the outfits.
You can even come and grab a costume and dress him up yourself. Alright, we've given him a little outfit, but I'll be damned if I can work out how his pants go on, so he's going pantsless with this little combo. Cute on top though. Okay, update, we found the right pants for him. It's a weird design though. I think we're onto it here. I think we're on it. Look at this one, he's dressed up as a jester. He's even got a mask on. It's a bit of fun. Here's another mask. I guess Belgium doesn't take themselves too seriously. Here we go with our Manneken Pis waffles. Show us how they look, us. Oh, I got the little guy on there. Look at him. This was the selection. If you got toppings, they got hidden, but some a little bit rude ones. We went for the little dude.
Brussels is also the home of comic books, and they've got murals and cartoons all throughout the city. It's a very pretty little area where we've got to now. Where we're staying is a bit more rough, but it's quite nice here. There's a lot of Belgian comics that we won't understand. We know the big ones like Tintin, and I know Asterix and Obelix around, and the Smurfs. Asterix and Obelix are actually French, but very popular here. Sunday, it's a museum for free day, first Sunday of the month, so there's lots of people getting around up the main street. Look at all that artwork on that. We're coming into Grand Place, and Grand Place is known for all of its gold and its tall towers overlooking the square. It is very gold and very fancy. This square is actually unlike any that we've seen around Europe so far, and the reason for that is who actually built it. The squares that we've seen to date throughout Europe have been built by the church, or have been built by royalty, or have been built by the government. But this one has actually been built by the merchant traders, because Belgium was such an important trading route, and all the textiles, fabrics all came through here between Cologne and Bruges, and it was very well known and famous as a trading location. As a result, the traders had a lot of money and they spent it accordingly on here on their central market square.
Now the museum actually looks like a haunted house. It's not dissimilar to a larger version of the one at Disney. Update on this one. It was actually built as a bakery hall initially. It's absolutely huge. Later on became administrative buildings and then the King's Palace. The other 3 sides all have quite a lot of gold on them. It's probably the most gold that we've seen in one square area.
So we're going to go up and check it out, and the original Manneken Pis is actually stored in here because he kept getting stolen. It's funny when you've travelled around the world, we've seen a lot of museums. Tell you what, the building is just as interesting as what's in here. Have a look at this, stained glass windows. Timber stairwells. Remember, this was made for a market, a bread market. Turned into palace and a museum later. Here he is, that's the original. And you can see that his knees are broken and had to be welded. So he got stolen once, snapped off at the kneecaps, and they found him in a river. Hence why they have him here, now secure.
This is the historical timeline of the little guy. He originally was placed on a pedestal, and then in 1770 he moved to the current setup, which wasn't actually designed for him. It was just available, but it meant that he couldn't be seen from behind anymore, so we just see his front. He's a big deal here in Belgium. Lots of parts of the museum and the town are dedicated to him. The boys are going in to see how much we would have got a big box of chocolates for compared to our purchase yesterday. Did you get a chocolate?
Yeah.
How much were the boxes?
5 of those boxes for 64 euros.
5 boxes?
Yeah, 5 of the boxes for 64 euros.
Ah.
This is the storefront for the factory outlet that we visited. All the different chocolates they have. So we bought in bulk at a much cheaper discount.
Just looking through the comic store. It's filled with books and merchandise and these pop characters that the boys like. It's pretty cool, the old style comics. The kids are asking about ones that we used to have in our era. They've definitely changed now.
It's all right up my alley, Asterix and Obelix and Tintin comics. I remember borrowing these from the library as a kid. So we've got 2 different types of waffles. We've got the Liege and the Brussels, 2 different types. What's the difference, Steph?
The difference is that the Liege is a bit more caramelised, a bit more buttery with sugar chunks through it, and the Brussels is described as being light and airy.
Harry's going to share his very generously whipped cream and caramel with my strawberries and ice cream, Queen's favourite.
Belgian beer and Belgian waffles. League waffle, and that's a Brussels one. Are they good, boys? Are they sugary?
I just asked the family if we're going straight to the Frites Museum, straight to Fries, or if we're walking off our waffles. Consensus was we're just going straight to Fries. They're actually all really close to each other within the same block, so it's hard to go and get some steps and a walk in between. Heading into the Frites Museum. I think we get some samples as well. Thank you, Jed.
Would you like fries for that? Would you like fries for that?
We're inside the museum. We've got this little device here which we scan, and it's going to tell us all about chips. So we start with some artwork about chips. Those were originally very small and they had to be selectively bred to become bigger, from Peru originally. Tools they used in Peru to harvest potatoes, and in Gembrook, near where we're from, it's very hilly and a lot of potatoes are grown up there. Obviously the drainage is excellent on the hills. There's actually 4,000 different potatoes varieties in Peru. Here's a lot of different potatoes. Actually pretty well done, this museum. There's little audio books and you can read, there's plenty to see. It's quite interesting. There's your potato plant. We've grown these plenty of times at home before.
What are you actually doing here?
You gotta shoot potatoes at the grubs that eat the Jesus. That eat the potatoes, which seems to be a waste of potatoes. Steph and Harry having a go.
The potatoes are under attack. We're using
Harry,
potatoes to attack.
Mum is hammering her. Potato pinball. Potato machinery. Make your French fries. This is actually kind of cool.
Look at this collection of salt and pepper shakers. There's a lot there. There was certainly an era for them.
I must admit, I do like the way the cones are served. Keeps going. Now we've got fry machines. Jed's got training in this area from our restaurant.
Look at all So in this game, you've got to go across. You got to peel your potatoes, chop your potatoes, first and second fry your potatoes. Second cook. There you go, give him a toss. Al's practicing for when he works when he gets home. Pop some salt on. There you go. Bob's your Uncle Al.
It's getting a bit weird. Is that what those dudes are doing? Just keeps going. Giant French fries. Little deli here. This is the most unusual museum I've been to. All the ingredients, how to make the different sauces. This is just as quirky as Manneken Pis. I guess they've missed out an opportunity of having a Manneken chip, which I would have thought they would have had given we're so close to it. But there you go. If they're reading this or hearing this, maybe you should try it. We found him. Drinking fountain. The boys wanted to try it too, didn't you, Al? You're a big fan? Go on, little fella. Kind of weird. Cheers, Manneken Pis. Salty.
They've had their first fry and then they're going for their second fry. You can choose either beef fat or vegetable fat.
Yeah, that was the second fries. The first fries.
These are the different sauces we've got to put on, and they've all got a little Manneken Pis on the tap. So, choppy, curry ketchup, samurai, Andalous ketchup, and mayo. That's got to be the best part of the museum. Sitting in a park having chips. Pretty good. So cooked in beef tallow, or you can do it in vegetable oil. So we've got the beef fat, which is going to be cool.
Very good.
Very good. Different than normal.
I think you can taste the beef a bit.
Cool.
That would have to be one of the best museums that we've done. It was fun, it was interactive, there was heaps to learn and see, and at the end we got these massive cones of chips with really cool sauces. The curry ones were the best, so I'm on my way home to learn to make some curry sauces.
Would you like fries with that?
We're heading off to Ghent for a day trip. So leaving Brussels, heading out through the suburbs, about a half an hour ride out to the old village. This is Ghent St. Peter's. This is the main station and we're off to see some medieval stuff.
Yes we are, it's Boys' Day today.
Arrived in Ghent and have a look at this car bike park. I don't quite remember where I left my bike. Look at how insane this is in Ghent in Belgium. Everywhere around where we've been recently, France onwards, has been very bike heavy, but this is insane. There's even more out the front of the station, so they're everywhere. And this is Ghent and it's a medieval city. We're going to go see a medieval castle. There's one right here in town and it's been around since 1100 is what I think I read. It's a little bit of a walk along the waterfront to get to the castle. So about 20 minutes from the station and that's where the central business area is.
This has got a mixture of European, English and Venice vibes with those boats. It splits off in two directions up here. We've got cafes all around. Quite a nice feel.
It's got massive medieval vibes about it. And of course there's bikes to get to the castle. Going in, see medieval castle.
We just picked up our audio guides and we had the option of either the Big Five, which is all about the history, or the comedy version. So we went the comedy version.
This is pretty cool. So all the defences of this castle are still intact, including the moat. It's the only one in the region that has all of that, as well as the torture chamber, executioner's room, and a judicial room as well. It's totally different to everything we've seen. We haven't really seen the medieval stuff from anywhere in Europe. We sort of haven't gone near it. We've been near a lot more other eras and World War II and things like that. So this is something very different. Quite silly walking around with our earpieces on. We're going up, following the spiral staircase, going up this tower. This is all the weaponry they've got and armour on display. The knights are little, quite small, they're about Harry's side, really little. Oh, okay. A crossbow, wooden arrows. Got some cool weaponry.
In the Great Hall here, There were often fights after each meal, and one of the women realised that she had to do something about it. So she started to teach all the knights and all of the men table manners. She taught them that they had to be polite to women, and she taught them that they had to hold it in. There was no belching, there was no sounds happening at the dinner table. So respect to her.
Like in Brussels, this was a big trading route and trading town, and all the merchants learnt about stone houses, and so they started building these stone houses, and the richest guy who owned the lands realised everyone was building stone houses, so he wanted to have the biggest and best stone house, so he built this Gravestein castle. He was the count, and he built this giant castle, and everyone was in awe of it, and they had to come up with a name, so they came up with Gravestein, which basically means stone castle of the count. Up on the roof, can tip some oil down and a view of the town. So the count's peasants all lived out here. The oil would be poured down on the invaders if they breached the first walls, and they got more downstairs. It's got all its defences, this castle, which is pretty rare. It's a chainmail top and hood under the armour.
In this room is the oubliette. I haven't heard of that word before, but apparently it's like the dungeon. Down there, you would throw the prisoner down. Someone was there for 15 months at one point, but now it just belongs to money and coins and wallets and lost audio guides.
This is a very cool room.
Basically, this castle is all open. It's very well maintained on the inside, but all open rooms, they're not furnished, and then they tell the story of what might have happened in that room. Sometimes in a bit of a comical way, not too factual though, more of an interesting way.
Beth's having a heart attack because these are open along here, so she's worried about the boys falling off, and they're giving her a hard time getting close to the edge too. This is the dungeon, which is set up with all the torture chamber equipment. Stretching rack.
Oh.
There's a thing at the back there to put your arms through and your head through. Chains on the walls. Steph wants to bring some of this stuff home.
This one's the smallest room in the castle. They have to put up a sign telling you not to use it. That was a very big innovation in the time because it went straight down into the moat. So no looking after the waste, it took care of itself. But you had a buddy in here at the same time, so 2 people could use it at once.
This is an interrogation room, and there used to be chains to all the corners, and you'd have a neck brace with pins, and they'd stand in here until they got the answers they needed. If they fell asleep, the pins would bite into them.
This has been quite a cool place to visit. Quite a pretty building if it didn't represent what it actually does represent.
The Stella Artois Belgian beer. We're waiting on fries, we've got our sauces ready. We're settling into Belgian life. It's just about fries and beer and chocolate and waffles.
It's a lot of sauce.
There we go. We got the Frites, burger, beer and the sauce. Go for it, boys. Haz has gone and got these Belgian lollies from a cart. They're pretty good, Haz.
Yep.
What's yours taste like?
I don't know.
They're like hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Little carts around selling them around the streets and in all the chocolate shops. Cool, Jed?
They're called a Cubidon.
Cubidon, but they're a cone shape.
Yeah.
Weird. For the day in Ghent, we're heading back towards the train station through their botanical gardens. It's sort of a tropically sort of looking joint.
Well, that's Belgium. Belgium's been really fun for the boys actually. It's been all about the food experience and fun stuff like castles, which really appeals to teenagers apparently. So the kids have absolutely loved the Frites, which are very good quality to be fair, and the different sauces with them. Chocolate, we've had a bit of a chocolate frenzy happening at home. So yeah, it's been a good trip, good destination for teenagers and families.
Belgium, we took a piece, didn't we, Harry? We took a lot of chocolate.